Everyone. Today we'll see how to create a RDLC report from scratch. I have not prepared anything. I just want to create some reports and show you from scratch how you can do that. So I'll start with list report. Maybe let's take a customer list. So we got a customers. Then each customers I want to group it by certain parameters, maybe a salesperson or any field. I want to create a report, RDLC report. Okay. Right. So so we got location. Maybe I'll take this location. So I want to group by location wise. I want to list customer and balance. We also see like how we can group by. I want to move to the next page per location. Okay. Right. So the base. Well, let's start with reports. Like the RDLC report. So I will start new report. Number will come automatically in the list. Label is customer. Next. So I will choose the fields which I want. Say number, name, and say well, let's put balance also. So it's balance LCY. Then need a location. Okay. So I just want only these fields. Okay. So from RDLC perspective, the data preparation perspective, only these are the things we need. Then we need to assign what is our default report layout, and which is RDLC. Then we have to define the path where it is located. Okay. So I'll just put it as list. Okay. So or I have to specify the path where I want it to be. Maybe I have it here RDLC layout. Let's say I want to move it to there. Or here, what I can do, I can wrap it from existing the path. Let's say this. And from here, I just copy here first. Then I'm change it to customer list. But it's always advised to keep along with some number, the report ID, which is easier to verify. Right. So if in case we have multiple fields we can add it. Right. So let's package this so that the layout will get created. So this is under RDLC reports. Then if I look at, so I can still make it. Right. So now we can open this externally with our RDLC report developer. So you can download it report builder. Okay. So we want to group it by location, right? So whenever the grouping comes, I commonly follow one method. So first I will put the table, a very blank table first. Insert a table. Right. So here I will remove all this stuff. Remove the column, everything. Columns, then because later I'll be showing you either this recording or another recording how we can do the document report, which is we need to follow this method. So I want to do it from list report itself. The approach I want to do it from list report itself, since we are doing right. So here we got just one field with the detail. So when you see 3 lines, which is the detailed records of it. So from here, what I do the grouping. So I want grouping by location code. So here it is not showing because the data set is not assigned over here. So what I do, I just assign one field, then I'll just assign and delete it. We don't need actually any here. Then I go properties. Then I will add a grouping add. Then I can see here location. So basically this table, right? This is the table we need to assign the data set. Otherwise, we cannot group it from here. So let's do that again. Remove this grouping, delete group. I just delete the group only. But if you see here, please so if you see here, group properties. Maybe I will insert it again. This is going to be a long video because I'm doing everything from scratch. Okay, columns and rows. So until here, my data set is not assigned. So that's why when I go to group properties, I cannot list down here. So either you can just put one field, or the moment you put one field, the data set will get assigned, or you can just choose it from there also. Okay. So now we have added the data set. I go and add a location code. Okay. So now we are grouping by only by location code. Then I want the page break each instance. What happens? Each location it will move to the next page. So I want for location yellow. I want in one page. When the moment next location start, it will start with the next page. So that's why we need this. Then you can sort by location code. Location code so that it will get in order. The location and the customer number or name, whatever the preference you want it. Okay. So now we have done the grouping. Okay. Then next, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to insert a rectangle over here. Okay. So the purpose of rectangle is I can add another table. So let's say I want to add a table over here. Then I want some text. Text will in a different position. I want to keep it. So what happened when reports get printed? This will get execute first within this rectangle, and this will get printed. Because when you design a document report, there will be multiple tables you may need to use, and freely we want to use some text field, all this. So that's why we have to put a rectangle, and inside that we can put our table, either one table or multiple table or wherever you want. Okay. So then here what I'm going to do, I'm going to assign the fields number, name, and balance. Okay, so if I have to use the balance LCI format, this is a numeric key, right? So we can define it from the form expression. I can choose it from our LCD format. Okay, so now I just edit this. Okay, so make it smaller. Okay, so number, name, LCY, I group by location. Okay, but here there is no header or anything for now. Later we can add it. So we have saved this, and what we are going to do, I'm going to run this report. So I always use this method whenever I develop just so let's launch this report. Getting something that will get complete. Okay, so now it is launched. So let's run the report. Right. Okay. So let's see the customer list. It's printed everything in one page. I don't know. Let's see why it is printed. Let's go to the customer list. Customers. Right, customers. Yellow, blue, all these one, but it didn't work here. Why? Oh, let's see. So, table, Excel. Okay, so because it's not placed inside this loop, so that's why it didn't this loop by location. What I do, I just cut this, paste inside it. Okay, so now I can clean it. Okay, so this is a rectangle. Okay, so you can see here on the right hand side it is a rectangle. Above the table next to I just click escape, it goes out. I click tab, it goes inside. So inside the rectangle, I'm placing this. So now it's inside the rectangle. So if so, how do I ensure it is inside the rectangle? If I just move right the table X to everything should get moved. So this is rectangle. If I click tab, it will go inside. Okay, so now I ensure that it is inside our rectangle. Okay, so I'll just adjust it a little bit. Then so let's get it. Okay, so it's okay. Right. So if you're not sure whether within the rectangle or not, what you can do is just go all the way to the body escape. You click table X, it goes inside the first object. Then if I go, it's a rectangle, is another object. If I go further inside, it is our detail table. So I can just move around. So if I move around, everything should get moved. Then I'm sure this is within this grouping. So I save this again and deploy it. So this we are since we are, I'm doing without pre-preparation, it will take some time, but it's also good to learn what are the possible errors can occur and you can fix it uh, from this video. Right. Well, let's get deployed. It's deployed. Okay, so now it is for location it is clear splitted, but we don't know which location which is being displayed over here. So for that, what I'm going to do, let's use set data get data console for this. So if we do that, can we apply the so, so let's do that. So what I want to do here, I want to add a header. Okay. So this header is going to fit the report header and it is going to repeat in each places. Okay. So I want to show the error first. What typically we do. So just put the text box here. Then what I normally people will do, they put expression, then they go look for the fields, then they always put the first location. What we'll see what is the error, possible error we have. Okay, so if I want any company name, all this you can add it over there. So okay. So let's launch this again. What I do, I just put a location code also over here. So to ensure it is coming correctly, okay, so I just put location code. So let's get it publish. Right, so preview. So now yellow, everything is yellow, but we group by location, right? So what happens when it's get exported? Okay, let's export this and show you also. So maybe I should deploy it again along with the location code and show you. So when Business Central send the data to RDLC layout, it is going to be just one flat table. It is not like a two tables, which is if in case I have two tables over here, it is not going to as a two data set. It is going to be a one data set. Even if I have a 10 tables inside my report layout, sales header, sales line, tracking lines, all this is going to export as a one layout. So if you want to see really how the data is going to export it out, you can use this Microsoft Excel data only. When we download, we will see the data sets over here. The data set. So this is what it is getting down sent to the RDLC report. So to make it a little bit complicated, what I let's say copy loop. So basically, what I want to do, I want to print two sets of the same report. Basically, I want to print this one first, one set of uh, this data, and again I want to print it by location. So two sets I want to print it. So to do that, normally what we do, we use data item. In a document report, if you put it, it is a page loop or copy loop. Okay, so here, right? So here, should be system, I think. System. So, I'm going to put it inside this. Okay. Then here I will say now I have got two copy. Okay, so now I will okay. So this is going to be loop two times. Then this will get sent two times to for reporting. Okay, so along with that, what I'm going to do, I will say this column uh, number. Okay, so here I will say what is this? This is not just number, it's going to be page copy number, copy. Whatever you want. Okay, so this is going to send along with this customer data. So let's export this data set. So let's run this report and download the data set and see how it looks. So here we have one set. Then the next set is coming. And we need to close this layer because since we added a new data item, we have to reopen it again. So now let's export the data and see. Send to data set only. Replace it. Okay. Let's go this. I just put which category. Let's search for that. So next time you can just search for let's just put search terms. Series search rates. I just keep it running. So let's apply this again. Existing reports. Stupid customer. Here it's getting published. So it's intended to have a longer video. No choice. Since we have to go deep in detail technical section. So let's send data on the device. Now I overwrite. Since last time you see. So now you can see here got uh, two numbers here, 1 and 2, because of the copy loop. I'll just filter one customer list. So now we got the two data sets which is being exported to our RDLC. So when we do the grouping, we have to group based on this data set. Right. There is a trick here why we need this number. I will show you later. So before that, go open the RDLC report and add our grouping section first of all. So now I open this in RDLC, open externally. Sometime it is RDLC, you can keep it RDLC as well. It's fine. So now what we are going to do, since we have a location code on the top, so based on the grouping, we need to show the location code over here instead of find for the first data set. So what happened, right? When this formula is assigned, this is our data set. Okay, the whole data set, whichever is the location, whichever is first comes, it takes and prints over here in the location code. It doesn't consider our grouping at all. Okay, so you cannot use this method when you display when you do the grouping. But there are certain situation you can use it, which is helpful also. For example, you want to use company information, company name or report name from AL. That case you can use first because that is a one data that is not going to change for each page. The company name is not going to change for each page. Also, if you are showing an image, right, you can just export it only once in the first record. Then subsequently you can clear this. Then you can use to first value to get the uh, show the image over here, which helps to reduce the data set size. Because most of the time what happens when the document report use the image company logo, we send for each records which can be avoided. Just send only one very first record, then rest we can just clear it. Programmatically we can clear it so that our data set will be very less when it is bind to the RDLC data. So those cases it is useful, but if it is a document report or grouping heading you want to display, you cannot use this method. Okay, right. So what is the solution for it? So we can use get data set data method. There is way we can achieve that. So what I do first, I will make this bit bigger and I will put it down this one. Okay. So here what I do, I will do one more table of here in this table. Okay, so what I do here, okay, here I'm going to do the going to assign the valuables values here. So here, let's say the location only, right? I can just use this one location over here. Okay, I just use the location. So I delete this. I think okay, so the data set is there. Okay, let's run this report first. Okay, right. So we see step by step location code in the header here. So this is again within our rectangle table. Okay, so let's run this. So I not tried this in the heading and try. Let's see. Let's see the result. So I see. Okay, it takes some time. Then we'll also run the report. You can see the data how it is placed now. So let's preview this report. Okay, so it is yellow. All right. So first one is I think blank. Second one is blue, green, red, white, yellow. Again yellow. Yellow. Here, this is yellow by yellow we are showing here, but the customer is repeated. You see here we do the grouping by location. Since we send the data set twice, what is the customer? Which is sportsman, right? So sportsman, sports. Okay, so it appears twice over here because we are sending the two times because of the copy loop. So in your document, let's say you have a logistics copy or a warehouse copy, whatever, you may use this loop to do that. So now we got two sets, but here we are just grouped only by location code. That's why it's all. So when you do the pivot table, right? Let's say that I hope you are familiar with Excel pivot table. Just do that. It's the worksheet. I place here finish. Then if I choose the location code here and put number, name, and balance. Okay, so here it will get grouped by twice because the name will be two records. So if I just drill down, you see here it has got a two records. So, uh, so RDLC also works in the same way when you just do the grouping. Unless you put the grouping of this. So now if I do the grouping, let's filter this. Okay, so filter this record. So now I could see two records splitted. So the same approach to RDLC also. Whatever the data we bind to the RDLC engine, which is going to be a flat table. So you need to play around with this. Okay, we need to play around this grouping to get your desired result. So what I'm going to do now, keep here rectangle, escape, it goes to the very first table. Then I go my group properties. So here I'm going to add one more grouping, which is copy report number. So this should come. So we have to group by copy report number and this. Just copy this and this one here. Okay. Then as well as the sorting order also we have to ensure that which is this manner. So we have to group by sort by copy report number location code. This is the key sorting we need to do. Then additionally the detail how I want to display it here. So I can do it this. Okay. Let's done this. Then we can close this. Okay. So next we will also I set get data say data, right? Right, so now we have to name it this field. Okay, so what I'm going to do this, I will say this one instead of text box one, I will just say group info. Okay, info. So this later we need to verify use it. Okay. So let's say if you in a document report, if you have address, all this, you can just name it as different fields with respective name. Let's say company information or data sets and document header details one data set like that. Right, so now we say group info. So one part is done. Then actually we don't need to display this in visibility. We can make it false because we don't need really show it in the report. We can just hide it, but it will function. Maybe later we'll do it. Okay. So the next section we go report properties, then code. So this is you have to create a common object here. Using that object, we use get data, set data to get that info. Uh, If you have just a one field, you don't need to use this method. Maybe without that I will show first. Then later we will look into how we can use this with the multiple fields, location code, and let's say I want the name also to be appear in the header. Right. So now what I do, this is a group info. So here what I do here insert. So this form I give this with one more text box here. My expression. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say this is something called report data items. Report data items. What is this? Okay, let me copy from another report. I don't remember what is that. So maybe I use it in the document reports. So let's go to the document reports. Document. So let's say. Okay, so something else. Report data items. Here, expression. So now I'll say report items. Instead of this, what I'm going to say group info. So what it's going to return from the current grouping, current looping, I'm going to get this report item info value. Whatever the value assigned to this particular object, group info dot value, right? So if I go and check this, the text box is group info, correct? Whatever the value which is assigned over here, that will get accessed from the header. Okay, so that particular grouping, whenever the grouping comes, it will take the record from here. Okay. Let's run this report. Okay, so that is going to take some time to deploy. I believe I saved it. Right. So I'll have to explain why we need say data, get data because of multiple fields only. Okay, preview. Because for the newcomers, set data, get data, there are a lot of confusion why we need this. That really helps. Okay, so first one is a blank. So I go here. So I get blue here. Green, green, red, red, white, white. Again, sorry, yellow. The next blank again, blue, blue, yellow. Right. So now we can hide this one. We don't need this because since we are row properties, we can just hide this. Okay. And even we can make it very small. We don't need this. Okay. Okay. So let's and more complications. Or I post this. So in the report, what we see now, we see only the uh, location by customer. We don't know whether it is primary. We have printed two sets, right? So one I want to name it as primary, another one I take it as copy. Okay. So for that, what we do, right? So here we have to okay first mm, copy document. So here I will say I will add that column document. So okay, so here under this section, so this is data item. So I'm going to add it for the this integer one. So trigger on after get record again. If number, I know it's only two times we are going to print number is equal to one, then it is primary. Else secondary primary. Right. Okay, so now I want this also to should be displayed in my header. So what I do here, I will deploy this. let's create a package. Then we go to the report is open externally. So in this section, let's display the copy. Okay, so we got a copy document. So this is the variable which I used to copy document. So here the text bar properties, I will change it to cool. So this is copy document already copied. So here this group info copy. So let's say now I want to access this field. So I going to duplicate this. Then from the expression, I would say below I want to copy document dot add. Okay. So this will show the um, this will show the copy document. Right. So let's make this. Let's make it bigger. So I think let's do this. I think doing this report seems like I'm covering the document report also. I it's no need a separate session, I believe. Unless you want to know more about two things, you may need it. Right. So now it's publishing. Let's preview this report. Right. So this is a primary copy. Everything is primary. Okay. So the next section, when it goes, it becomes a secondary. Okay. Right. So likewise, we can add what are the fields I want to access. I can just add it as a field over here and access it from header. So problem of assigning this method, right? So I have location code copy document. Let's say if you take a typical invoice template, take any invoice template. There are many fields. You see here, we got a ship to, bill to, invoice number, date, due date, and salesperson, payment terms, due date. There are a lot of fields there. So if we start creating like this, right? If we create a multiple fields like this, it becomes very complicated to maintain. And whenever you want to add a new field, it's going to be a complex. You have to create a lot of fields. So instead of this method, what we use, right? We use get data, set data method. It's nothing but we concatenate all the variables, the fields in a one single string, then we split it in the header. So that is what we use, like get data, set data. We call it in a business central. Okay, so I will keep this field remain same. So here what I do, I will concatenate these two fields. Okay. So that is going to be a location code plus and copy document. So I just concatenated, but we need to split it by some delimiter. So the standard what we use, right? We use plus or minus symbol, which is the character is I don't remember, 7 I believe. CH1, yeah, CHR1 also. So this is the plus or minus symbol, right? So this is uh, this is just create a concatenated string with splitted by this symbol. Okay, so if you have many fields, you can just add it. So this table I will just make it as name as header in. Okay. So now we have entered this. So what I'm going to do now here, we don't do this anymore. This one. Then let's just say, okay, copy this first expression, P expression. So here I'm going to say header. Let's see the value what it is displays there. Then we will use set data header. Okay. So I also want to cover one more thing. This is the message. So I want send to X. Excel, okay, Excel along with the layout. This also helps sometimes for the formatting. Right, so otherwise I have to save it as another report. Okay, okay. So send to data along with the layout, customer. Okay. Okay, if you when it's exported, right, you see a lot of columns, small columns hidden. It is not very well formatted. Unless you use crystal report, it is very much better when you export to X. So here it is like this. Okay. So what we can do here to, we cannot do exactly very much closer, but we can try to avoid. For example, this is splitted as two, then here is one, and the balance LCY is two, right? So if you align, so let's say this is customer, right? So here, if I align this to my balance field, so when it export to Excel, this become one column. I mean, it will not get to two columns over here like this. It become a one column. We can test it out. So I will just align to the same. So when those two columns will be aligned to one, it will get synchronized. So similarly here we got some breaks here. So what I just move leftmost. And this one also I just move leftmost on top. This one also I will move leftmost. Okay. Then this one also I move it to leftmost. Leftmost. Then we have to align this with this particular column. Otherwise, you see here it is gets split, right? So what I do, either number or next column which is available. So this will be better. So this is aligned to this, and this aligned to this. Okay. So expression. Sorry, but let's see the value first. I say. Oh, it's taking so much time. Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's close other stuffs. Right, so report header for the page header not only report item, it's the same report section, something wrong. Let's see what is wrong. Okay, see here it's head info, it's not header. Header info. Ensure the name is correct. Right, so it's correct. Okay, so run it again. So if you see this kind of error, you need to see your variable name is wrong. So, okay, so here blank location, that's why plus or minus and primary. So if I go second page, blue and primary and green and primary. So likewise, we can add a 10 number of fields into this, and you can get, you can later we can split and get the data from there via some script, RDLC coding we call it as. Okay. So this is done successfully. The next step is, so I want to, let's export the Excel also since that's why it's okay. Central pattern layout. So you look at here. Oh, primary, why it's not adjusted. Okay, later we see. This should be avoided. Let's. Oh, okay. See here. This is wrong. register. Register this, and this should be it. Okay, these aligned. So here, okay, so here like this. Okay. It's okay, so we can align left. This one have to align top. Okay, so everything is aligned. So now let's see how we can use this data to set and head. Okay, so let's go to report properties. There is a section called code. Okay. So here, what I do now, I'm going to copy. I don't remember exactly what to be done. Let's do this. Set it object. Okay, like this. Okay, so I'm going to create one variable called sad data object. So this is a global variable. Then we will create two functions. One is for getting data, another one is for setting data. So here, what I'm going to now do now, take the set data first, create this function. Okay. Then we got get data. So get function. Okay. So here, what I am doing here, first setting the data to the global variable. So the one which I showed plus or minus, right? So that will get stored under this one first. The second function is get data, which is why we need a grouping, right? You can have multiple data set also. Let's say if you group by company name as a one data set, then another data set for some header related information, you can have one more data set. So for clear representation. So that's why we just do the grouping. So group one means nothing but the data set one. If I have group two, then I have to extend this function. So I have to return from the data two object. So now since I have only one, we can just keep like this. So still I use this grouping, but I just for the coding I just do only for this. Okay. So this is going to split the data and return which position we are looking in. Okay, so if I send 1 comma 1, which is going to be first value, if I send 2 comma 1, which is the second delimited value. So that is the why we need this for get data and we need this for set data. Okay, so now we have added this function. So let's assign this. Okay, so here what I'm going to do now. Okay, so here I'll sorry. Okay, so here what I'm going to do now, this properties visibility, we can just hide it. We don't need to show this one. And general under this box, what I'm going to do here, the code, sorry. So instead of this, code dot set data. So our set data. Okay, so here if you see object value, which is going to be our text, then a group, which is, since we have only one, we just put it as one. Okay. So now we are assigning the delimited concatenated text to this object one via set data. Also, we hide this text box. We don't need to show this text box in the report lane. So we have completed assigning that. Then here, what I'm going to do, expression. So let's remove that. O dot get data. So now I want the first delimited value and from the group one. because we have only one object now. Right, so get data one, I just create another variable, another text box. So here, expression. So when you copy, this will get removed. So you have to type it again. So the second position I want, the second data which so get data. Okay, so we have hidden this, we have hidden this, this is also hidden. Or if you, you can just overlay also on this, since it is hidden, it's okay. Uh, you use always this pattern, so you can. Right, so now, okay. So normally I make it very small, we don't need this. Okay, I just like this. Right. Okay, so I've done it. Let's try export run this report. Oh, we got an error. Native compare minimum absolute assembly level director for security. Okay, I don't know what is this error. It's similar. So something wrong here. Copy this. It should be like this. So this should be not equal to blank. Then we assign to this because we I copied from the old layout section, which is delimited by greater than less than because of XML template. So now we corrected it. Let's try to run the report. Hopefully this time it should work. So let's sure. So 2 comma 1, everything is correct. So let's run this report for you. Primary, blue and primary, green primary, black. So it comes like this, the correct form. Okay. Let's say you want to add a one more value to the header. Let's say want to do that. So column, let's say location, no, not location. Um, it's in company. Okay. Company name. Okay. So, okay. So let's say I want this to be on the header. What I do, package this. Expression. So we have to add this plus what is the name dot okay. This one. So here what I'm going to do expression. I will add one more text box. Okay. So here I see get data 3 comma 1 because it's the three variable 3 expressions 3. So 1, 2, 3. These two don't need any more now. So I'll just delete the columns. So here all get group info. So this is this group info. I'll need it. Right, so we don't need this one also. Edit this. So this is our location 1, 2, 3 comma 1. What is this? Expression copy document. Anyway, we don't need this one also. But, then disability updates. Disability. Okay, cool. So now let's run this one. It's getting deployed. Sorry for long hours of video. No choice. Okay, so now it's coming out. Oh no, so everything is blank, which is something wrong. Okay, let's fix this. So why it is wrong? Special. Okay, header info. Okay, so this is okay, this is header info. It's getting insane. Okay, correct. Let's just okay. Sorry for the noise. Right, so I think not sure exactly, but after I run it again, it works. So the data expression, this is correct. This is correct. I just put it on the top. Visibility, the text box visibility. Maybe I think this could be the reason. Okay, let's say if you make it hide. So let's publish this first. Visibility is shown here. Okay, let's publish this report first. All right, so now review. So company name comes, blue primary, so everything is good. So let's make this visibility hide and see what happens. So I hidden this, save this to deploy it again. Right, so it's now preview. See here, it's not coming. So the visibility is making an issue. We have to display this. So keeping this problem is when you export layout, still it will bring us a blank or blank text box like Excel or any file anywhere. So what we can do here, this one we can remove this and move it to the text box properties. The visibility we can just set it up based on this. So here, so hide or based on the expression. So what I'm going to do now is this properties. Oh, just exit. I think we can make it like return. I guess it is. So let's see. I have not checked this method before. Let's try. So after setting up, we are hiding it. Meanwhile, please we will check PLC report. Cool, I got. Okay, so we have hidden as well as displayed over here. Let's uh, let's uh, let's export the Excel. Let's see whether it is okay or not. String. So okay, I think something is better now. You see here only D and B. A, B. Okay, probably C somewhere it is. We need to adjust it a little bit on here. Have to adjust it. Okay, and it should be avoided here also. And at the end also maybe somewhere we need to adjust it. So then you can just nicely see A, B, C, D. No more additional columns here. Right. So to summarize, you always understood the data will be exported in a flat table. You have to do the grouping first under the primary table, grouping properties, copy report and location. This is going to be our loop, and the next one is location, and sorting also important, because if you use different sorting, your data may go wrong. So whenever you do the grouping, ensure that you are sorting also in the same sequence uh, to render it correctly. Then once the primary table is grouped, then you go further drill down, further tab, then it go to the next inside. We got a rectangle. The rectangle purpose is we can place multiple tables, text box, whatever based on our convenience. Then inside that, one is we use for getting the data from the header. Uh, Forgot to mention, you can also use the same concept for report footer also. So the header or footer, the concept is same. Okay. Then here you set the expression with the delimiter and name this as header info. And from here, you set the data from via the visible property. Set data on head data. So the delimiter will get set via group number one. Group number one is nothing but a variable in our report properties. Set code one for data one. Then for getting a data, we can just call it by get data 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1 based on the number of variables inside. Right. I hope it's a useful session. Maybe next video I will see whether we can do further grouping inside this table section itself. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment if any. Thank you.